Very good morning, students. Morphology of flowering plants. In previous class, we had a discussion, NEET level and KCET level coaching part on subtopics the flower and parts of the flower. Now, in this session, we are going to discuss NEET and KCET level coaching part on the subtopics of gynoecium and semi-technical description of a typical flowering plant. Now let us see in detail one by one. First question. Pick out the parts which are present in a carpel. Option A, stigma. B, style. C, ovary. Option D, all the above. In a carpel, generally all those three parts are present. Stigma at the top, ovary at the bottom. Style is a connecting part between stigma and ovary. So the correct option for this question is option D, all the above. Next, second question. Name the receptive part for pollen grains in a carpel. Option A, style. B, ovary. C, stigma. D, all the above. You know, in a female flower, generally one part helps to receive the pollen grains through the agents or from the agents. What is that part from these options? It is nothing but option C, stigma, which is present at the top of the flower, helps to receive the pollen grains for the purpose of pollination. Next, third question. Choose the part which connects the stigma and ovary in a flower. What is that part from the options? Option A, filament. Option B, stigma. Option C, anther. Option D, style. Let us see explanation for this question. Filament and anther are present in male flower. Stigma and style are present in female flower. Got it? Now, they asked a connecting part between stigma and ovary. Obviously, stigma and ovary are present in a female flower, right? So, this stigma and ovary are connecting by a long tubular structure. It is nothing but style. So, the correct option is option D. So, this is very important question for very important concept even for competitive examination. Next, fourth question. How many ovules are present in a ovary of a female flower? This is most important logical question. In a female flower, generally ovary has ovules. There may be vary from one flower to another flower. Understood? So now let us see options ma. A, 1 only. B, 2 only. C, 3 only. D, 1 or more than 1. So generally in a female flower, ovary has single ovule. Example, sunflower and marigold belongs to basal placentation. They consisting only single ovule at the basal part. But there are some plants, some flowers which has more than one ovule also, like hibiscus. More than one ovule is also present in the ovary. So the correct option for this question is D, 1 or more than 1. So now moving to fifth question. Placenta is A. So you need to identify the correct option for placenta. Option A, flattened structure. B, cushion-like structure. Option C, swollen structure. Option D, both A and B. So the correct option for this question is option D. Why? Let us see discussion about this. Placenta is a flattened structure, like a ribbon-like structure, and it is very smooth, cushion-like structure, which helps to connect the ovules in the ovary. Understood? So the correct option for this question is option D. Now let us discuss about the sixth question. Carpels are more in number and freely present in these following plants. Option A, lily. Option B, lotus. Option C, rows. Option D, both B and C. So carpels are more in number in the flowers like lotus and rose, and the two they are freely present. Understood? This is NCERT textbook concept only. So the correct option for this question is option D, both B and C flowers. Next, seventh question. This is one important new method of asking question for competitive examinations. So now let us discuss this question. Identify A and B from the given below. So we need to fulfill the A and B dashes with given below correct options. Let us see questions. In angiosperms, after fertilization, the ovules develop into dash and the ovary matures into dash. Now let us see what is A, what is B from the given options. So here option A, fruit and seeds respectively, seeds and fruit respectively, carpels and fruit respectively, seeds and carpels respectively. Do you know in angiosperms, in dicots and monocots, the unique process takes place after fertilization. It is called as post-fertilization development. After fertilization, the ovules are modifying into seeds and the ovary is developing or maturing into fruit. Understood? This is very important concept for second PUC also. You will also learn in detail about this concept in second chapter in second PUC, sexual reproduction in flowering plants. So the correct option for this question is option B, ovules develops into seeds and ovary matures into fruit. Option B is correct for this question. Hope you understood explanation for this question. Now moving to 8th question. Find out the mismatch from the given below. We need to identify mismatch from the given below options. Carpels are freely present. Apocarpus. It is correct only. When the carpels are freely present, that the nature is called as apocarpus. Next, carpels are fused. If the carpels are fused, then the nature is called as syncarpus. Next, syncarpus. Examples, chili and brinjal. No, this is completely wrong option. It is not correct option for the syncarpus. Next, apocarpus. Rose and lotus. Apocarpus, as we discussed in a above option, carpels are freely present. That the nature is called as apocarpus. But here students, I would like to tell you one important point. It is syncarpus. Syncarpus examples are, according to NCERT textbook, they are mustard and tomato, not chili and brinjal. Understood? So they asked mismatch na. So the correct option for this question is option C, syncarpus, chili and brinjal. Originally, syncarpus can be seen in tomato and lotus. Understood? Hope you understood explanation for this question. Now moving to 9th question. Placentation is. So this is one new variety of asking question. We need to see the definition from the given below 4 options for the placentation. Now let us see. The arrangement of ovules within the ovary. B. The arrangement of carpels within the ovary. C. The attachment of ovules to the placenta. Option D. The arrangement of seeds within the ovary. Do you know a placentation definition? What is meant by placentation? The arrangement of ovules within the ovary in a female flower is called as placentation. So the correct option for this question is option A. Very important concept even for theory examinations. Now, 10th question, matching. Match the following. Here students, this is very important concept for competitive examinations. Since many years they are asking from the concept in NEET and KCET examinations. Listen this question very carefully. Marginal placentation. So here one side A, B, C, D, E given types of placentation, Roman number 1 to 5 given, their respective examples in which flower we could able to see that particular type of placentation. So now let us see one by one. Marginal placentation. Marginal placentation can be seen in a flower called pea or beans or sweet peas, etc. So A is matching with the Roman number 2 P. Next, axial placentation. Axial placentation can be seen in these following plants such as lemon and tomato, matching with the Roman number 3. Next, parietal placentation. It means ovules are present peripheral side in these following plants such as mustard and even argemony also, textbook example. Next, free central placentation. Free central placentation is matching with the dianthus. One more example is primrose. Understood? Next, last E, basal placentation. Basal placentation is matching with the Roman number 1 sunflower. One more example is marigold. Understood? So according to given A, B, C, D, in those the correct option is option D. Understood ma? Hope you understood explanation for this question. Now let us discuss 11th question. The morphological features description in a flowering plant should consist these following characteristics. What are those characteristics? Let us see one by one. Explanation for this question is option A, brief and simple. Option B, using of scientific language. Option C, proper sequence presentation. Option D, all the above. So the correct answer for this question is option D, all the above. Students, when we are describing morphology of a flowering plant, we should follow exactly A, B, C options incorrectly. So the morphological features should be indicated with the different codes and symbols. So that's why brief and simple. And we should also use scientific language wherever necessary, and proper sequence must be present. Proper sequence means right from habitat or habit to till last floral formula. So this is the important concept for competitive examinations. So the correct option for this question is option D, all the above. Next, 12th question is very important for competitive examinations. Let us discuss. Find out the mismatch from the following. A, B, C, D. These are respective floral parts, and another side they have given their code names in a short form, in a simple form. Let us see one by one. In theory class we had a discussion about this concept. Belongs to semi-technical description of a flower. Option A, bractate. So bractate is indicating with the capital B small r. This is correct match only, correct pair only. Next, calyx. Calyx is originally indicated with K, it is not with C. So this is the mismatch. Option B is the correct answer for given question. Next, let us discuss about option C. Corolla, indicated with the C, correct. Perianth, indicated with the capital P. This is also correct pair. So the correct question in this is calyx is not indicated with the capital C, it is indicated with the capital K. So the correct answer for this question is option B. Next, let us discuss 13th question. Pick out the wrong one from the given. We need to identify the wrong one from given ABCD, from given 4 options. Androecium is indicating with the capital A, that is correct pair. Gynoecium is also indicating with the capital G, that is also correct pair. Next, bisexual flower is not indicated with the plus and circle, it is just like a doctor's symbol icon. Bisexual flower is generally indicating with the top side arrow mark, bottom side plus, centrally O is present. That is bisexual flower. Understood? So the wrong one is option C only from the given 4 options. So zygomorphic is indicated with a small code. Briefly, it is nothing but percentage symbol. Understood, ma? So the correct option for this question is option C. Okay, guys, let us see 14th question. Choose the correct statement from the given. Statement based type question. This is also very important way of asking in competitive examinations. 2 statements are given. Let us see which statement is correct. Statement 1. Fusion is indicated by enclosing the figure within. So, within bracket. So, this is very important concept. We had a discussion in theory class. I repeat statement 1. Fusion is indicated by enclosing the figure within bracket. So, this is correct only. So, bracket symbol, left and right symbol, left and right side bracket should be keep, that is for enclosing phenomenon. Next example I would like to tell you here for the statement 1. Calyx is indicated with the K, right? Capital K, right? Then if the calyx is enclosed in such a case, the symbol can be written as K should be keep in the brackets. Either sides brackets should be keep. Understood? For example, androecium indicated with the capital A. So either side bracket should be indicated for enclosing nature. Understood, ma? So this is nothing but fusion. Fusion can be indicated by in such a way. For example, gynoecium, capital G. G must be in the middle. Either side's bracket should be indicated. That is for fusion. Next, let us see statement 2. Addition by a line drawn above the symbols of the floral parts. So this is also a very important part. So when the floral parts are showing addition, then above the bracket one small bar should be indicated. One small bar has to be written. This is also correct statement. So now let us see options. A. Both the statements are correct. B. Both the statements are incorrect. C. Only statement 1 is correct. D. Only statement 2 is correct. So for this question, the correct option is option A. Both the statements are correct options. Next, 15th. The position of the mother axis with respect to the flower is represented by A. Option A. Putting by A into symbol on the top of the floral diagram. Option B. Putting a dot on the top of the floral diagram. Option C. Putting a bar on the top of the floral diagram. Option D. Putting a arrow mark on the top of the floral diagram. So here mother axis in a floral diagram can be indicated by putting a small dot over the floral diagram. So the correct option for this question is option B. This is very important concept. Please remember and make a note. Next, moving to 16th question. Choose the correct sequence. This is also very interesting method of asking. Let us see this question. The plant is described beginning with this A, B, C and D. So we need to find out the correct sequence. When we are describing a plant, what is the first step and so on, and what could be the last step. So we need to identify the correct sequence from the given 4 options. Let us see one by one. So here, in a morphology of a flowering plant, when we are describing morphological features of any plant, we should start generally with habit. Next, after that, flower parts, and before flower parts, what we could able to see in a plant. Can anybody say? So here, after habit, generally we are seeing some external characteristics. What are those external characteristics? Like root, stem, leaves, right? All this comes under vegetative characteristics. Next, after vegetative characteristics, after certain period of plant, the plant produces flowers. After some age, the plant produces fruits and followed by seeds, and again those seeds helps to give rise new plant. This is the sequence, right? So that correct sequence we need to identify in these 4 options. So I will explain this explanation for this question once again. When we are putting a seed in the soil, it is nothing but comes under habit, right habit, correct habit. Next, it produces a small sapling. It produces first root system, next a shoot system. In the shoot system, leaves, again branches, next flower. Next, flower also consists in different parts. Next, after fertilization, fruit. In the fruit, seeds, and again those seeds gives rise to new plant. This sequence should be identified in the given 4 options. So now let us see in detail about this question. I repeat once again this question. The plant is described beginning with its A, B, C and D. What could be the A, what could be the B, what could be the C and D also we need to identify in the given 4 options. So according to given 4 options, first could be habit. Okay, next vegetative characters. What are the vegetative characters? Like root, stem, leaves, etc. Next, floral characters. Next, flower parts, and so on. So the correct option for this question is option B. Understood? So hope you understood explanation for this question. Now I am moving to next question, 17th question. Name the placentation which exhibits by tomato. Let us see 4 options. A, marginal placentation. B, axial placentation. C, basal placentation. D, free central placentation. Students, tomato and lemon are exhibits a variety of placentation, that is nothing but axial placentation. So the correct option for this question is option B. Next, 18th question. Choose the flower where the placenta develops at the base of the ovary and single ovule is attached to it. This is very important concept for theory exams and competitive examinations also. Now let us see options. A, marigold flower. B, prime rose. C, argemone. D, rose flower. So single ovule is present in the ovary and attached to the placenta at the base of the ovary. That could be seen in marigold, and another example I will also say extra which is not there in the options, it is nothing but sunflower. In these two flowers, we could able to see basal placentation. So the correct option is nothing but option A. Hope you understood this question explanation. Now moving to 19th question. Generally ovary is one chambered, but it becomes two chambered due to formation of false septum in this kind of placentation. So what is that kind of placentation? Generally ovary is one chambered but becomes into two chambers due to formation of a false septum. Septum means a separation layer. That it is not truly present. It is partially present, so it is called as false septum. In this following placentation, what could be the type of placentation? Let us see. Options: A. Basal placentation, B. Free central placentation, C. Marginal placentation, D. Parietal placentation. So option D, parietal placentation, is the correct answer for this question. So false septum can be seen in the parietal placentation. Ovules are forming from the inner layer of the ovary. It means from inner ovarian wall. This is very important concept. Okay, now let us discuss the last question in this session. Pick out the plant which forms a ridge along the vertical or ventral structure of the ovary. Garden beans, option B pea, option C sweet pea, option D all the above. So the correct answer for this question is option D. It means all the above. In all the plants, a ridge is forming ventrally, and to that ovules are attached in the ovary. That is belongs to marginal placentation. So for marginal placentation, garden beans, pea, sweet peas, it means Fabaceae family members. Old name is Leguminosae family members are all belongs to the placentation of marginal placentation. So see the question how they asked indirectly. They didn't ask directly about marginal placentation. So this is very important way of asking for competitive examinations. So students, with this we have completed today's session. Hope you understood. Thank you one and all.